Hello, hello. This is Yuri with Moving Sales Professionals and Let's Talk Moving podcast. And with me today, I have Tim Callahan, the owner of Moversville Email Marketing Services, with over 35 years of experience from the cradle on, played with moving trucks in the crib. I got Tim Callahan. How you doing today, Tim?
Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you and everybody that is listening. Yuri, thank you for the intro. Basically, I'm the owner of Moversville. We do email marketing services for moving companies. We've been doing it for about 12 years now, but I've been in the industry for basically my whole life. Where it started, I was raised by a single father who had three boys. I was one of them. And so, when you're raised that way, you're spending hours, half your life basically in his office and in his warehouse. And as a kid, when you have access to, a huge warehouse with vaults and moving boxes, you just end up having the best childhood ever. We would play huge games of hide and seek. We would take the four-wheel dollies and race them down and have huge races. And yeah, I love growing up in this industry. It's a great industry. It's a bit of a love-hate relationship, I'm sure, as most people know in this
Yeah, it
industry.
definitely has its moments, right?
Yeah, and yeah, so this industry has basically provided me life, and food on the table for my dad who raised us and started his moving company. Very very grateful to be a part of it. So basically in high school there was an HTML class, website building. And so I took that class. I kind of knew the internet was going to be a thing, going to be popular. And this was in 2006. Took that class, loved it, loved sitting on my computer. I'm just that type of person. I can sit on my computer all day.
And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
Then I started this other business with my dad, a moving leads company. And, similar to like, Equate or movers.com, this was our first business together. And I was 17 years old. And the whole business model was to rank in Google and rank our landing pages in every city in the market, similar to those other services, get the leads, sell them to the moving companies. And it was doing great for 2 years. As people who are in the SEO field know, SEO changes every 5, 6 years or every so often. And Google, think about in 2010, came out with an update called the Panda update or Panda or Penguin, one of those, and just obliterated all of the moving lead service providers who were marketing the way that we were marketing. We were marketing for organic Google searches. And the
Right.
way we do it back then is we would buy links basically on third-party websites. You'd rank your website. So people would search movers in whatever city. Your listing would come up. They'd fill out the form. Easy peasy. Doing great, but then that update came in, and we made the mistake of putting all our eggs in that basket of Google. Just for the next 2, 3 years after that, it almost seemed like the harder I worked, the worse the business was getting. And as a young kid, I would say that was probably the best failure experience early on that I could have ever asked for as an entrepreneur, to fail that early in life. And so I'm sitting there a couple years later, and my dad still owns his moving company. Still to this day, he owns it. I asked him, "Hey man, what do you need? Like, how can I help you? What do you need?" Like, 'cause I never really wanted to actually go into his business and be a partner with him. I kind of wanted to stay on the outside, but I asked him, "What do you need?" He's like, hey, like I have this email list of like 2,000 email addresses of previous customers over the last 15 years that I just haven't ever reached out to ever. So I'm like, okay, let's reach out to them. So I set up an account. I think at the time it was like Constant Contact, or before I realized that MailChimp was the best one out there. And we just set up a basic email saying, hey, thank you for your past business. We served you in the past. If you need us again, we're here for you type thing. Super basic. Sent it out to his list of 2,000 customers, and then immediately 4 or 5 customers responded saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I actually have to move. I'm so glad he reached out. It's weird. How did you know I was moving type of thing? And we didn't. It was just a random occurrence that out of 2,000 email addresses, 4 of them, needed moving services then. So he called them and booked the jobs basically immediately, because usually, as movers know, that previous customers are the easiest ones to book. There's not really haggling price. You're not really competing as much
Sure.
because they've used you guys before. So it was just an easy sale for him. And he was like, wow, that worked. And I was like, kind of a light bulb went off. I'm saying, wow, that was pretty easy. I can do this for other moving companies. So I threw together a website and started doing it for other moving companies. And it's been about, like I said, 12 years now that I've been doing it for movers. Have worked with several hundred moving companies, and just super grateful for the way things went, and super grateful for this industry.
Does your company need more creative marketing and ad campaigns to improve traffic and organic leads? Well, Moving Sales Professionals has a solution for you. We have partnered with social media marketing agency that has over 300 million views on their ads and videos across social media, and they have generated over $35 million for their clients over the last 10 years alone. Their services include content creation, social media ads, pay-per-click campaigns, website and funnel development, Google Ads, email marketing campaigns, lead generation, and much, much more. For limited time only, they have discounted rates for their services. Sign up for a free consultation call with us via our Calendly link on our website or below this video. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different ways that you can grow and come up with things. Like you're doing your own thing. Obviously, both of us are providers for the industry more so
Mhm.
than moving company per se. I don't own the company. You personally don't own the company. So we have a focus on those things specifically. So being the providers for the industry. So having a good understanding of what it is allows you to do that. But that's great because obviously people do need those type of services.
It's also real cool that, like I said, my family or my dad owns a moving company. So whenever I'm like starting little businesses or little extra things, I kind of have use him as like a template type of thing to test things out. So it's really nice in that aspect as well.
Okay, and that's how Moversville was born. So you
Yep,
have the
that's
obviously
how it
the
was born.
newsletter and everything else that comes out as well.
Yep. And then we have a newsletter, and then I also built, so about 4 or 5 years in, I was trying to figure out how to provide more value to movers, how to reach out to them. And then I started the Moversville Connect directory of third-party service providers like yourself and us. And
Sure.
super appreciate you being on there. You're number one in the sales section of that website. We have that directory. So if anybody needs to find service providers in different areas like sales or marketing and advertising, moving software, you can go to our website, moversville.com. You'll see the email marketing section, and then right in the middle, there's Moversville to Connect for that directory as well. So that was a nice little added bonus that helps movers find good service providers like us.
Right, and I think that that's important, not just because we're obviously using the service as well, but being able to, especially new companies getting in, it's like, where do I get started? I know how to do the job, but I don't know other things. How do I operate? How do I get consulting? How do I do sales? How do I do this? How do I do that? Having reliable sources of information that can come out and do this stuff for you.
Yeah,
Those of you that know me and listen to the podcast, obviously I'm very much on doing this business and doing it right.
Right, exactly. And whether they're going to use our services or not, just a 10, 20, 30-minute phone call with us, you can grab a lot of information,
Yeah.
ask a lot of questions. If you're a new provider or a new moving company, you can get a lot of good information just calling the providers.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what should companies know and expect from your service besides the
So
emails going out, obviously?
Well, that's most of it is emails going out. But we also partnered with some of the top moving softwares, Smart Moving, Super Move It Pro. We can also provide daily drip campaign emails for when new leads come in. So when new leads come into your CRM, they have an integration with Mailchimp, and then we use Mailchimp to build out an automated system for when new leads come in to kind of help supplement the sales process. So, if you're getting a lot of leads and maybe you didn't, reach out to some of those leads, you're forgetting about them. This automated process makes sure that you're reaching out to them on a daily basis to try to get them to book the service. And then there's also when the move books, there's a series that goes out to upsell any of your other services. So if you have like packing services or junk removal or cleaning, we have a series that goes out then as well. And then also after the move, 10-month mark, 11-month mark, and 12-month mark for those people who are renters, we could send emails out to kind of remind them, hey, if you need moving services, let us know. We're here for you, type of thing.
Yeah, no, that's great because obviously your email marketing and just marketing in general is the frontier as far as social media and everything else. Is just you want to make sure you're getting your name out there and you're competing for the business. At the end of the day, we need to ask for the business. This is certainly one of the ways to ask for it. So, what's next?
There's other things coming. Don't really want to. You'll have to have me on again in a future podcast.
We will.
But I do have something in the works. Kind of has to do on the social media side. But usually I don't like to share it too much because I'm just that type of person. Once I share it, I get less interested in it. So I just want to kind of
Oh,
keep
don't
it
want to do
keep on
that. Keep it on the
keep
down
on
low.
focus, keep on focus, make sure it's to the standard that it is my standard of how I want it before it's something released. So that's gonna be what is next.
Okay, guys, so keep an eye on what's going on, what's coming up next for Moversville. I'm sure there's going to be other things, and once you have that ready, we would be more than happy to announce it for you. So, guys, please like, please subscribe. We're going to put some information for Moversville here below for those of you that are not familiar. But please reach out to Tim if you have any questions about any of the services. Once again, thank you very much for joining for this podcast. And like I always say, the world moves on its own, so let the professionals move yours for you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll talk again soon.